Hello everyone and welcome. Are you interested in learning a bit about the Roman Empire? Or just playing the original, the classic Rome Total War? Either way, don't worry, we'll be playing as the Julii, the most historically accurate Roman faction in this game. They are wearing red, after all, and people have heard of Julius Caesar. So we will be taking them for a spin and let's see what they have to say.
Gods. I hate Gauls. My grandfather hated them too. Even before they put out his eyes. Did you think I'd be out here on the frontier without good reason? Yes. Rome needs a strong frontier. No! Rome doesn't need unwashed barbarians at her gates. So, that's why I'm here. The leader of the Julii, to bring Roman order to stinking Gauls. Revenge? That'd be good too. This war against the Gauls won't last long. And when it's done, I've got plans. This is all about power. Power in Rome. Going down that road means dealing with all my rivals. The Senate, the Greeks, those Carthaginian elephant riders, the Scipii and the Brutii families too. After all, the man who controls Rome rules the world. And one day, I will be emperor.
They always have a lot to say, don't they, these Julii? Although they're not unique in that, I'm sure. Every Roman faction, every faction in this game often starts by saying that essentially they will rule the world. And the Julii are no exception. Right off the bat they mention, oh, let's take out the Carthaginians, while we hate those. The Gauls, get out. The Brutii, Scipii, yes. The other Roman factions, they're, not great either. We don't really like them. Very consistent in the dislike of other factions. Anyway, so what am I up to? Straight away, I always need to remember what the maximum level temples do, just so I can pick which one to start with. Unfortunately, with the Julii, there's really no incredible bonuses on the max level temples. There's a unique unit, but I've never been that interested in Arcani. So yes, what are we up to first? Well, we are going to be slightly historically accurate. We're going to pretend that we hate the Gauls. And we're going to sweep through some of their nearby territory. Because, well, they're there, aren't they? And that's the only excuse you need when you're a conquering empire. You just need to be there, nearby. Let's have a look then. A few extra towns. Of course, I am playing on very hard difficulty. So that means the AI are getting a few bonus advantages, both on the battle map and on the campaign map. They're going to be just a bit better in everything, really. I'll be doing my best to not cheese anything too much. Not that you can cheese that many things, but I'm not going to rush for anything. I'm not going to try and cheese anything. I'm just going to do what I do best with Rome Total War, which is enjoy it. That is one of the main reasons that I always keep coming back to this game. It's a power fantasy game, really, for me. Especially if you're playing on normal difficulty, or if you're playing on just hard difficulty. So I like to, give myself a bit of a test by playing on very hard. It means that, You could probably lose a couple of battles. You can't just roll over early enemy armies or equal armies. Speaking of, let's have a quick look at how awfully I can manage to play this battle out. I am a bit rusty. This is my first fighting out a battle for a long time, probably. Although, of course, you know, you've got to fight out these battles. That's half the reason people play these games sometimes, depending on what you enjoy. I enjoy both the campaign. So what are we going to try and do? Now we're going to do my standard, let's try and whittle everything down with all our missile troops. And, spoiler alert, fail horribly this time. It's also a problem, I suppose, if you're playing on very hard. You're like, let me just put in a few volleys before they, start to run and attack me. I guess I don't have time for that. So, that is the unfortunate truth. A lot of the time the enemy won't let you just sit and kill them all. How rude. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to take them on in hand-to-hand combat. It's also a shame that, it's also something that makes things interesting when you're fighting troops near their settlement, or not near their settlement, right in the center of the settlement, and wow, it is a tiny settlement, this one. But yes, it is incredible how as soon as they reach the heart of the settlement, they'll rally instantly. No need to worry. I'm sure you guys can win against this army. Oh, see? One guy left? Nah, no problem. No problem at all. I guess not. Poor guy. But yes, I've made several mistakes already. Look at that. I should definitely just end the battle, but you know, we want more experience. We want more kills, don't we? But unfortunately, that also means that the peasants, the awful, awful barbarian peasants, with their bonuses from being barbarians, can get a little bit more damage done. But again, at this stage, it's more fun to watch them fight. Let them fight, right? And yeah, you gotta also love those Hastati fire off. They have 2 spears each, exactly. Very accurate. But yeah, these peasants will fight to the last man. They are brave. I guess it's time to show that their bravery is really an exercise in futility. So yeah, what an awful battle. Outnumbering and outnumbering and being much higher quality in terms of troops. We still lost 30 of them. Incredible. Luckily, mostly the general. I mean, that is a tip, I suppose. If you can lose units off your general's bodyguard, well, that's generally okay. Your general is... well, he automatically gains his bodyguard back very quickly. Look at this poor village. Unfortunately, we also need money, so we're sacrificing at the beginning a lot of population growth for tax revenue. As you gain more wealth, you can definitely start using less high taxes. Wow, another battle. Please. Another thing with battles, of course, is that it's very easy, especially if you're the attacker, to hold off the battle until the end of your turn. Make sure you've got everything else done before you start battling everyone. One of the reasons why I love this game so much is just I can take things at a really leisurely pace. It feels completely like a especially on the campaign map. Just a kind of turn-based game where you have as much time to think about your decisions as you like. So what am I thinking here? I'm thinking I need to bring up troops and let's try and take the first two Gaulish cities. They are certainly two of the most important cities that will become a key part of your empire. So let's see how we can butcher this battle, or if we're lucky, we can show how it's done. So again, we're going to try and take advantage. Of course, oh, yep, you can right click on the units and see how good they are. Yes, we're going to try and figure out the best way to defeat this almost equal army. We've got 2 warband and a cavalry unit. We've got 2 Hastati and a general. We are, I was going to say slightly favoured, but it looks like 50% odds really. But let's see what we can do here. If we can get them when they're taunting, which the AI still does, even under fire, then we can get in a couple of volleys before anything happens. Whatever advantage you can take. I think after that we are now probably odds on to win. That's what you got to do in these kind of battles. The other thing, of course, which is the most important thing, is getting the enemy to run, and here it's a flank. Let's see how lucky I can get. Give me those charge bonuses. And let's see if we can quickly get one of them to run away. And then I can wrap around. Oh yes. Yes, it is the enemy's incredibly bad tactics, of course. Their general's unit is a bit confused what to do there. So we managed to take down the flanks incredibly fast. Unfortunate for the enemy. I guess they're just too ill-disciplined. Unfortunately, the cavalry don't even use their mobility at all. I don't know what they were thinking. I guess the general must be a very inexperienced, lacking a lot of options. And of course, let's try and kill as many as we can. I mean, this is the key difference between fighting out a battle and resolving it automatically. Get those kills and experience. I mean, it is what it is. If you do this, then it can just make a huge difference on the campaign map. So here we go, cleaning house. Never going to really catch the cavalry, but the infantry, well, they can all go. You kill enough, and you can make the entire army disappear, which is far better in most cases than auto-resolving, where of course you'll kill, I don't know, part of the army, and the rest will go and regroup. Yeah. It's much better. No prisoners this way. And that wasn't too bad at all. From a statistical standpoint, we're trying to say that they give us 50% chance of winning that. That went very well. Unfortunately, we are now under attack and surprised. Oof, had to run away from that one. Yes, the Gauls' main army has decided, you know what? Offense is the best form. Did I say offense? I said the best form of defense is offense.
Yes, master.
He might be right too. I've got to do something about this army now.
Sir, engage the
And
enemy.
yes, was it a mistake to not build rams and take the city as soon as possible? Or was it, you know, let's just besiege them, let them wait it out, There is a lot of benefit to waiting out. If you can wait it out completely, by the time the enemy come to attack you, they'll have been reduced. Their troop numbers will be reduced. Attrition. Every time, every turn you're under siege, you will lose some troops to attrition. Unfortunately, in this case, it probably was the correct decision to build rams.
Imperator.
Because if we had already wrapped up this town, well, we would have more options to
Prepare for battle. Besieging
deal with this army. So what we have decided to do is keep sieging with a different army, swap the sieging army, and then put my actual decent army
General.
on the ford of the river, which is an incredibly good strategic point to fortify. Now, hopefully, especially if we build rams, yes,
Prepare for battle.
we should be able to take the city without any interference from this army, unless it wants to go through the ford. Some okay strategic moves so far, but we really haven't accomplished anything yet. However, this might be the start of something, and perhaps you can join me as we continue down this road. I'll see you later.